Um, I think all of us in this room, regardless of where we come from, what our thoughts are about this board meeting, should take the time to congratulate themselves for the work that you all do in support of this region, in support of our students from universal pre-K to all the way to a graduate degree at Cal State Long Beach. It was even better news because on Friday, after I got back from Sacramento, I have a daughter in Long Beach Unified in the 6th grade. I got a call, and I don't know if there's any other middle school parents in this room, but I got a call from the Long Beach Unified School District reminding me to sign the College Promise Pledge for my daughter. So it was really a great day for the Long Beach College Promise. Not only did we win the prize, but I was reminded by Superintendent Steinhauser that I needed to sign my parents' college pledge. So with that, as part of the agenda, we are bringing items that focus on the student success programs that we have, and I had asked Dr. Peterson to present on where we're at with the College Promise and where we go from here. So with that, I will turn it over to Dr. Peterson.
Thank you very much. I'm excited tonight to give a brief update on the work of the Long Beach College Promise. I will give most of the presentation, but I very much share this responsibility with my counterpart, Dr. Terry Long, and we'll give her a little time at the end to speak about her work in representing us at the Innovation Showcase that occurred recently. The Long Beach College Promise is significant in the work that we do. Just the size, complexity, and diversity of our institutions really speak as a model that not only serves us locally, but also can serve the state and nationally, which is very significant. Tonight I want to talk a little bit about the work we've done, the barriers we have been addressing since 2008 through the Long Beach College Promise, the successes that we've seen so far, and then the work that we put together as we wrote our proposal for the Innovation Award as we're moving forward. As we looked at the work across the three institutions over the past 7 years, we looked at barriers that really stood out for students. The first one was unclear pathways across the three institutional sectors for moving from K-12, community college, and the university. The second was limited targeted supports for students in their progression through those institutions, and then lengthy remediation sequences often occurring with issues with articulation and gaps between the institutions. When we looked at the success that we had, they really fell into these four primary areas. I'm going to walk through some examples underneath each of these. So within system alignment, Long Beach Unified has done a lot of work in order to ensure that more students are CSU eligible when they're graduating, so increase the number of A through G courses that are offered. Through our Long Beach College Promise Scholarship and our annual faculty symposiums we've been holding to really encourage and foster conversations with faculty across the three institutions, we've seen great successes in alignment. We've also seen in our conversations with our 4th grade tours and our 5th grade tours, as we typically have over 600 4th graders on our campus each year. And then despite the competition to get into Cal State Long Beach, they have maintained their local admission preference, which is a huge commitment. In reducing remediation, Long Beach Unified has worked with us to change the high school graduation requirement to 4 years, so all of their students are taking 4 years of math. Our multiple measures assessment tool has helped us increase the number of students who are completing transfer level English and math within their first year. And then Cal State Long Beach did something similar with their the EWRC, the Expository Writing, Rhetoric, and Composition course, which again is a way for students to complete remedial work in their senior year to be eligible to step in college ready at the university level. In strengthening career pathways, we've really built upon the work of Long Beach Unified in their linked learning models. And all of their high schools, almost all of their high schools, are wall-to-wall small learning communities, which means all of their students are engaged in career technical education in a rigorous academic environment. we have built on those relationships and creating pathways, articulated pathways in some of our career technical education areas, as well as in being able to recently procure a Career Pathways Trust Grant, as well with Long Beach Unified. And then Cal State Long Beach has really supported this work through really infusing linked learning in their teacher education programs. And then finally, in accelerating time to completion, Long Beach Unified has made a concerted effort to increase the number of advanced placement AP courses to increase the number of students who are completing college level coursework in high school. We have, in our adopting of associate degrees of transfer, our ADTs, begin to build clearer pathways for students to move more quickly through to the university. And through our Beach Pathways, which is an agreement for students who had previously met the admissions criteria for Cal State Long Beach, can come to us for 3 semesters and be guaranteed transfer into Cal State Long Beach. And then finally, Cal State Long Beach has done a lot of work in their highly valued degree initiative, really focusing on advising and creating structure for students, and in their major specific admissions, which has helped our students in better identifying what coursework they need to take in order to move into the majors once they transfer. As we mentioned before, as President Oakley has mentioned before, this work has been recognized not only at the state level, but also nationally by the White House Domestic Policy Council. So we've gotten a lot of attention for the relationships that we've been able to build between the 3 institutions. So the question becomes, what next? As we were notified of the Innovation Award, we began to talk about how would we create a framework that would give us enough room to work within as we move forward. And so we held a summit in November with a small group of faculty and administrators to build that basic framework, really taking the successes we've had in the past and positioning ourselves for the future. In system alignment, we're looking at expanding our annual faculty symposium. So this year, last year we had language arts, English and reading, math, social sciences, and CTE. We're looking at bringing on all of those disciplines again. I think expanding potentially to another couple of disciplines, and then increase the number of faculty we invite from those areas. Again, looking to see how we expand those forums. We talked about creating coordinated professional development across the 3 institutions. In reducing remediation, Long Beach Unified has made a commitment. Now with the new Common Core, the Smarter Balances, the 11th grade standardized test, the results of that will come back by the end of the junior year, which gives us the senior year time to really look at remediation. And Long Beach Unified has made a commitment to work with us to use that senior year to address remediation to align with our coursework once they arrive here and at Cal State Long Beach. And then looking at coordinating the many innovative practices that we have in place. You know, we've done some amazing work. Some of the work that we talked about around math, for example, in our math department, work that Cal State Long Beach has done in digital technology and also in sciences, things that we can learn from. And then, of course, a lot of work that Long Beach Unified has put into the linked learning that we can also learn from. So learning from the innovative practices we're doing across the 3 institutions. In strengthening career pathways, we'll continue to expand the work of the Career Pathway Trust Grants. And there are 2 grants there. The $15 million one that we were awarded for the region for advanced manufacturing and engineering technology. And then the $6 million one that Long Beach Unified was awarded for healthcare. And then, as you see, as the City of Long Beach has joined us, the mayor has made a commitment to support the expansion of internships, first starting with at the high school level and then providing opportunity for all 3 institutions. And then finally, in accelerating time to completion, we're looking at ways to further support the advancement of the ADT pathways, looking at common advising tools that we can use across the 3 institutions to better inform students as they're moving through our systems. And then Cal State Long Beach is committed to continuing the expansion of digital technologies in order to provide more students an opportunity for education at their institution. So at the time of putting this together, we did not know the outcome of the Innovation Award, so this was my placeholder slide. But I do want to turn it over to Dr. Long to talk a little bit about her participation.
Thank you, Dr. Peterson. So on March the 9th, I got to travel to Sacramento and represent the Long Beach College Promise at a showcase of all of the applicants for this award. And I got 3 minutes to speak about the Long Beach College Promise, which was a little bit of a challenge since we've done so much and have such great data to show. But I did highlight what we've done, what the promise includes in terms of the institutions that are involved, talked about how effective we have been, which you just saw in the slides that Dr. Peterson showed you, and then talked about where we're going to go from here. One of the things I thought would be unique when I did my short 3-minute presentation was to just say one of the pledges that we've made to the Long Beach community, and I'd like to repeat one of those to you tonight because I think this is very powerful in terms of what we have committed to. So the Long Beach College Promise, the pledge is, we will work together to support and encourage success from preschool to graduate school, and will continue to provide world-class educational opportunities in the Long Beach community. And if that doesn't say it all, I don't know what does. So it was very, very rewarding to go up and be a part of the showcase for the Innovation for Higher Education. And like I said, it was a very short presentation, but it was really also wonderful to listen to all the other great things that other colleges are doing. So we do have another symposium planned for April the 30th. We will bring all the institutions together again to talk about where to go from here, to talk about what kind of strategies we will use to move forward to implement our goals for the future, which we have established many. So are there any questions?
Members of the board. Chair recognizes Trustee Zia.
It's more a comment, and I wanted to congratulate your team, Greg, and also our beloved Terry Long. Thank you so much for your hard work, and Superintendent President Oakley for his work. My understanding is that, and not many people know, but Superintendent President Oakley, perhaps you can provide some clarification that the first semester is free for Long Beach Unified School District graduates. Is that correct, if they participate in the program?
The first semester tuition is waived for all incoming freshmen from any local area high school, regardless of whether Long Beach Unified or not. It includes the privates as well as Mayfair High School. And we're working with the foundation to see if we can expand it beyond the first semester.
So by local, what does that entail? Is local in Greater Long Beach, or does that go into the South Bay local zip codes that touch our area?
Local for now is all of the Long Beach Unified High Schools, including CAMS, St. Anthony's, St. Joseph's, as well as Mayfair High School, which is not part of Long Beach Unified.
That's fantastic. Thank you for doing that. And thank you, Trustee Baxter, for your leadership.
Our pleasure.
Other members of the board. This time, Chair recognizes Trustee Otto.
Yeah, I want to put this a little bit in context for people that don't do this on a regular basis like those of us do who are here at the college. But I was in Sacramento last summer when we were interviewed for a different grant. This was, or different monies. This was Career Pathways monies. And I went up kind of as the eye candy of the group. Everybody else was deeply involved in this, but they wanted representation from the Board of Trustees to show how committed Long Beach City College was to this program. And we were interviewed by an education professor from Harvard, by very esteemed people in the education world all over the state of California. It was a robust competition, and Long Beach walked away with 20 what?
About 21.
About $21 million more than anybody else to continue these career pathway programs that we've been working on for so long and so hard. And Long Beach Unified got $6 million to go along with that, so that combined with the things we're doing with the Long Beach College Promise and these other activities, we were really forging pathways to careers into the future. I wanted to talk about that because there's been a lot of discussion over the last few years about whether we're really creating pathways for students, and we've worked hard to reorganize and improve those pathways wherever they might lead. And yet, now the state holds another competition less than a year later based on Governor Brown setting aside $50 million for innovation, for new programs that look like they're going to help students succeed and complete. And Long Beach again applies, and through the superior efforts of everybody that was involved in this at Long Beach and on this team, it was a detailed competition. It was a competition that was rated, that was everybody was given points. And Long Beach City College came ahead of every single other submitting entity in the state of California. I think it was 58 points that we got. Am I right about that?
Well, we received 96.57 out of 100.
Okay. But it was the highest in the state, and as a result, we got as much money as anybody else, $5 million, to continue these efforts. Well, we all know that the way community colleges get funded is by the state of California primarily, but usually based on students, the students that we have. And this is a different way to get funded. This is a different way to say competitively that we're doing such a good job, that the programs that we have instituted are going to continue to be successful because they're going to continue to fund those programs. It's a direction that higher education funding is going in, and we're at the top of this. And so I want to add my commendations to Trustee Zia's commendations about what it is that we've been able to accomplish just in these two areas recently. That's $26 million this year on top of the monies that we get just for the students that we have enrolled. And there are many, many other grants that we compete for and are involved with to enable us to do the programs that we do here at Long Beach City College. So congratulations to everybody.
Thank you. Other members of the board at this time? Chair recognizes Trustee Archuleta.
Yes, I also want to add my commendations to our executives, but I also want to extend my gratitude to those individuals who are responsible for implementing the services, because we all know and understand that a program of this magnitude does not implement itself, but that there's a lot of people that are involved in making sure that it happens, making sure that the day-to-day operation of this endeavor gets carried out. So I want to thank you, and more importantly, I want to congratulate the students, because this recognition wouldn't be possible without the participation and the work that the students perform day to day. So congratulations to everyone at the college. And I know last week when we were at the CSSO conference, one of the most popular individuals there was Greg. Everyone was coming up to him and asking him about this. Sometimes I think we sort of take for granted our own programs, our own successes, but when you are in a group, within a group of individuals from across the state, and they see what is happening at Long Beach City College, believe you me, everyone wants to imitate what we're doing. And so he was a popular person and was being asked to go speak, to go present, because they want to have, and they want to copy something similar. They want to implement something similar like the Long Beach Promise. So kudos to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Other members? Chair recognizes Trustee Baxter.
Yes, I want to add my congratulations, and I want to laud President Oakley, because it was his idea to come to the foundation and propose the Long Beach College Promise, and I believe that was in 2008. And the foundation has been happy to fund that program. We've probably spent close to $2 million for tuition scholarships for these students, and we're happy to do it. And I'm very proud to be on this board and see it continue, and I hope it continues for a long, long time.
Thank you. Good job. Informational item only. So if there's no other comments at this time, Superintendent Oakley, do you have any other comments?
The only comment I would add is the obvious question that I'm sure I'll get at some point. So what happens to the $5 million? The $5 million, we are the fiscal agent for the prize. The prize goes to the 4 entities, the work that we're doing. As part of the prize, we were asked to talk about what programs we're going to do collectively going forward, and the money is supposed to fund those. Many of those efforts are already in our plans at the college, our priorities, things that we're doing anyway in student equity and Triple SP. But this will give us additional funds that we can draw from to get done those things that are critical to the movement of students across the 3 systems. So that's how the funding is going to be used.
Very good. Moving on, that concludes our information item on 3.1 Long Beach College Promise. Next item is now to the Board of Trustees. Subject 4.1, this is a revised board meeting calendar for 2015. This item came up a meeting or 2 ago. Trustee Zia requested regarding September 22nd, if we can move or some type of accommodate that meeting. The best way to really address the issue would be to just cancel the meeting of September 22nd. It still maintains we can meet all our requirements for open meetings, and there does not seem a problem. That is the only item on here. So if there's no objection to this, I'll just entertain a motion to approve the calendar. Motion by, I heard multiple voices, so I'm going to take a guess. It was Trustee Baxter, followed by Trustee Zia. Is that all right? Arguably. Did I get it right? Yes, no?
Sure.
Is that all right? Okay. Motion by Trustee Baxter, second by Trustee Zia. Madam Secretary, if you could please call the roll.
Irma Archuleta,
Aye.
Virginia Baxter,
Aye.
Jeff Kellogg,
Aye.
Doug Otto,
Aye.
Sunny Zia.
Aye.
That motion carries 4.1, and that meeting for September 22nd will be canceled. The next item is 4.2. This is the CCCT 2015 Board of Directors election. That is what we are going to make a recommendation that will go over my letterhead on behalf of the board, that up to 7 names of candidates running for the positions of the Board of Directors. You all have in your packet, you were given the bios on everyone. I will just make this recommendation, and then I'll entertain a motion to approve. We can have a discussion
So
on
moved.
it. The individuals that I would suggest that we put on the slate would be the 5 incumbents that currently serve. That includes Ann Ransford from, excuse me, from Glendale, Janet, is it Chanel? Chanel? From Mendocino Lake Community College District, B.J. Jones from Allen Hancock, also Doug Otto from Long Beach City College, and also, God, it's so weird to see Tony from North Orange Community College District. I don't think I've called him ever Tony in his life, but and then the other 2 that I recommended is Don Edgar from Sonoma County CCD, and Brent Hasty from Yuba Community College District. So if I could entertain a motion to approve those 7 names, and then we can have a discussion on them.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Zia.
Second.
Second by Trustee Baxter on those items. Is there any questions or comments regarding the slate of people we will forward for the election?
I just have a question.
As is Trustee Zia.
Since I'm new president, or fairly new President Kellogg, is this something that will be provided by this body back to each district as a report of what decisions were made, how it's benefiting the district, individual districts? I'm proud that Trustee Otto is representing us, and I'd be curious to see what kind of benefits it will bring to our students, as I'm sure it will, and if there are any reporting of the kind that gets back to us.
I can answer the question that came up earlier as well, and I'll credit this to a former trustee, Tom Clark, who would always give a report, and so people, I won't take it personally, but I have made reports when we've come back from these meetings during the trustee communications about what took place, what areas we discussed. And so it is really not just the responsibility of Doug Otto as a member of the Board of Directors. They really have other responsibilities as well, as I do, in all fairness, to I'm on a subcommittee that directs the curriculum for this group, not this group, but that association. But I think it's the responsibility of everyone, and as I mentioned, Trustee Clark used to always make it a habit to just talk about it, about what they addressed up there, and I still think that's a good practice to do. Whether people remember what we said or not, it's just a good way to do it. And Trustee Otto, I don't know if you had something you want to add to it, but that is what I believe we've done in the past, and we should continue to do in the future.
You know, and that's well said and important. Very briefly, the Community College League of California is like the trade association for community colleges. In essence, it consists of two boards, a CEO board, which meets approximately 9 times a year. That's superintendent presidents or chancellors of community college districts throughout the state of California. There are 72 community college districts in California. And then the trustees board. The trustees board meets about 5 times a year at this time. It's 21 members. They are elected in this fashion, and they are a policy board, just like the CEO board is a policy board. There have been efforts recently to try and combine those two boards into one board. So far, that hasn't been successful, although it's an ongoing topic of conversation. But because they're policy boards, the topics that are discussed and actions that are taken have to do with issues of facing community colleges at that moment in time. The Community College League of California, which is like the oversight organization, has been in existence for approximately 25 years. There were predecessor organizations, but it speaks to with a voice to the legislature about bills that are going through. There's always a legislative committee. There's always robust discussions about how things will affect different areas, rural areas versus urban areas, small schools versus large schools, large districts versus small districts. And it also provides opportunities for the trustees to get to know one another and to know what the issues are in various places. So it's like a good analogy. It's like a legislature, but without, I mean, they do policy things, but they don't enact laws per se. They talk about what the issues are, and we bring those back, talk to other districts in our areas, and come up with the best thinking about what's going on in the community college world. So that's what it does. That's what the role of the CCCT is. And I've had opportunities both to co-chair the Commission on the Future of Community Colleges in California and the Reorganization Task Force, which met for a couple of years back. But it seems that it's a worthwhile activity for us to engage in. There is not a single community college district in California that is not a member of the Community College League of California. So,
Thank you. Other questions, members of the board, at this time on that item? There is a motion, a second on the floor to approve the slate of candidates for the board of directors. There's no other comments, members of the board. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Irma Archuleta.
Aye.
Virginia Baxter.
Aye.
Jeff Kellogg.
Aye.
Doug Otto.
aye.
Sunny Zia.
Aye.
Very good. That item carries. Now into 4.3. This is a action discussion item, and I will read it, and then I will lay out a few things for the board as well. Action discussion of potential violations of policy regulations, 2014 Code of Ethics, Standards of Practice, and the Ralph M. Brown Act. This is the recommended item is there. It is that discuss the potential need to further investigate into the conduct of a board member, approve the request of the administrative staff to seek legal counsel for the investigation. Board of Trustees is responsible for monitoring itself and ensuring that individuals and collective members are compliant with the Code of Ethics, Standards of Practice, and application status, including the Ralph M. Brown Act. So this item is being agendized for discussion in response to a request initiated by a board member at the March 10, 2015 meeting of the Board of Trustees, and the discussion will be determined if there's any reason for future investigation into the conduct of any individual board member. So that is I just repeated what is on the agenda. So I am going to, if my board will allow me, I'm going to step back and I'm going to walk through very, hopefully, precise on where we are, why we're here. I'm going to lay that out and then also explain to everyone what the options are for the board, my personal opinion, what you may or may want to do. And then it is my goal as the chair, and hopefully with this board, is to move this item forward and we can address other issues. So I'm just want to go through very bluntly, because as I have talked to legal counsel numerous times on this in the past week, and so now I'm going to step back a little bit and walk you through it and where we are from my perspective as the chair. I will say that because as the chair, it's just simply not running a meeting and calling the roll, things of that nature. Sometimes you're given challenging tasks to try to sort, to give your colleagues opportunities to discuss an item and valuable options to address an item. So